Senator, thank you for joining us. We've seen many cases like this: children, veterans, people who are seriously ill, stranded interstate, away from their family. What justification is there to keep people away from their own homes, particularly now that Victoria is recording 500 plus cases today?
Well, Rita, good evening. And there is absolutely no justification for these terrible decisions which are being made. We have literally thousands of Victorians trapped in New South Wales, including John and Lorraine Bradbury. They are desperate to come home. They pleaded with their local federal Labor MP, Libby Coker. She didn't even bother to respond to their email.
Oh.
So it is absolutely appalling. It's got so bad, Rita, that we've got an escalating human rights crisis in Victoria. And in fact, that's why the Ombudsman has intervened, and she's now running an urgent inquiry, because people are being forced into effective homelessness. People are dreadfully sick and can't get to their doctor. I just got an email late today from a woman who is advocating for an elderly couple caught in Southwest Rocks in New South Wales. He has lymphoma. He has an urgent appointment with his doctor in early October. He is absolutely distraught because they have tried to get home and they are being refused permission. So I say to Daniel Andrews and to the Victorian government, this is an utter disgrace. This is so bad, Rita. All of these people are willing to get a COVID negative test, to travel straight home, to quarantine for 14 days. Many of them have been in COVID-free areas. And yet we are seeing the reprehensible way in which these Victorians are being treated.
And many of them are double vaccinated, and we are told these restrictions are for health reasons. But like you've just explained, we've got people who've got other health issues that are being ignored. And in the example that we began the segment with, that poor man has been taken to hospital with his health issue, and yet he still can't get home to get the appropriate care and to be in his home and not in a caravan park. Well, today in Question Time, Victorian Minister for Health Martin Foley was asked whether the government would amend the border health orders and allow stranded Victorians to return home. And his answer, he said, and I quote, "Essentially, what has locked these people out of Victoria is the global pandemic." I mean, is this just dismissing any form of responsibility, Sarah?
This is just absolutely false, and I'll tell you why. Katrina and Dennis Lay have been caught in a caravan park in Albury for more than a month with their dying dog, Angus. They've just been given permission, and they're on their way back right now. So, 24 hours before Albury goes into lockdown, suddenly out of the blue, what the public health advice has suddenly changed. It's rubbish. It is not just negligence. It's not just incompetence. This is gross mismanagement by the Victorian government. This constitutes a gross breach of human rights, denying Victorians the right to return to their home. Some are actually running out of money. As I mentioned before, some are being forced into effective homelessness. These are issues raised by the Ombudsman also, because they run out of accommodation options, and there are no public health reasons to stop these people coming home. I'm afraid the Health Minister has not told the truth, and yesterday Daniel Andrews tried to blame his health officials, saying, oh, well, they've got to consider the discretions, all the rest of it. It's absolute rubbish. The law is wrong. The prohibitions are absolutely unjust. And again, I say to the Premier, please bring these Victorians home.
Yes, and I'd wish the human rights lawyers would get interested in this issue and advocate for these people who are so disempowered, who are, like you said, running out of money. They're staying at caravan parks, and they've got, other than yourself and a couple of others, they really don't have anyone fighting for them. Now, just lastly, on the momentous sub-deal today, what is your response to Labor leader Anthony Albanese's criticism and his call to be involved in all decisions made in this area?
Well, Rita, obviously this is a very significant day. AUKUS is an incredible agreement between Australia and our closest allies, the United Kingdom and the United States. But all I can say is we've seen more of each way Albanese in operation. On one hand, he is congratulating the government for this agreement and for our vision. And then on the other hand, he's critical. So I don't really think Australians can have a great deal of trust in what Anthony Albanese says about any of these matters. You can't have it both ways.
Good point. Senator Henderson, thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah, great to talk to you, Rita. Thanks so much. And thank you for your interest in this really incredibly important issue of Victorians getting home. Really appreciate it.